The brutal truth that makes 97.8% of women find you lure-resistible must watch. Stoicism. If you're ready to transform not just how others see you, but how you see yourself, hit that like button and let's begin this journey together. Chapter 1. The Fundamental Misunderstanding. Let me tell you about Marcus, a guy I knew in college. He was always chasing, always trying to impress, always seeking validation. He'd spend hours crafting the perfect text, analyzing every interaction, wondering why he wasn't getting the results he wanted. Then something changed. He discovered Stoicism, and within 6 months he was a completely different person. Not because he learned tricks or techniques, but because he understood a fundamental truth about human nature. Here's the brutal truth that most men refuse to accept. The moment you need someone's approval, you've already lost their respect. Think about it. When someone is desperate for your attention, how do you feel? When they're constantly seeking your validation, constantly available, constantly trying to please you. Does that make you more attracted to them or less? Epictetus, who went from slave to one of history's greatest philosophers, said, "Wealth consists in not having great possessions, but in having few wants." This applies to relationships too. Emotional wealth consists not in having many people's approval, but in needing very little of it. When you stop chasing validation, something magical happens. You become centered. You become authentic. You become attractive. But this is just the surface. The real transformation happens when you understand what I'm about to share next. Chapter 2. The Paradox of Indifference. Here's a paradox that will blow your mind. The less you care about being attractive, the more attractive you become. Marcus Aurelius, literally the most powerful man in the world, wrote in his personal diary, "Remember that very little disturbs the person who has learned not to be disturbed by their own thoughts." He wasn't trying to impress anyone with these words. They were private reflections. Yet his indifference to others' opinions made him magnetic to those around him. Modern psychology confirms what the Stoics knew 2,000 years ago. Studies show that people are more attracted to those who display what psychologists call secure attachment. People who are comfortable with themselves and don't need constant reassurance. But let's be clear about what indifference means in the Stoic sense. It's not being rude or dismissive, not caring about others' feelings, being emotionally unavailable. It is being unattached to outcomes, not needing others' approval to feel good about yourself, responding from a place of strength, not neediness. Imagine 2 guys approaching the same woman at a coffee shop. Guy 1, nervous, trying to impress, seeking her approval, afraid of rejection. Guy number 2, calm, genuinely curious about her as a person, comfortable with any outcome. Who do you think she's more likely to be interested in? This leads us to our next principle, which might be the most important one of all. Chapter 3. The Discipline of Desire. Epictetus taught 3 disciplines of Stoicism. Today, we're focusing on the discipline of desire. Wanting what happens, not trying to make happen what you want. In relationships, this means accepting that you cannot control how others feel about you. You can only control how you show up. I once knew a guy who was obsessed with getting a specific woman to like him. He would analyze every text, plan every interaction, try to be what he thought she wanted. The harder he tried, the more she pulled away. Then he learned about Stoicism. He stopped trying to control her feelings and started focusing on being genuinely himself. Ironically, this is when she became interested. Here's what most people don't understand. When you're attached to a specific outcome with a specific person, you're not really interested in them. You're interested in what they represent: validation, status, the end of loneliness. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." When you're truly present with someone, not thinking about where it's leading or what you're going to get, that's when genuine connection happens. Try this. Next time you're interacting with someone you're attracted to, focus entirely on understanding them as a person. Don't think about impressing them. Don't plan your next move. Just be genuinely curious about who they are. This brings us to perhaps the most powerful Stoic principle for attraction: Chapter 4. The Power of Self-Respect. Self-respect is the foundation of all attraction. Without it, everything else is just performance. The Stoics believe that your relationship with yourself is the template for all other relationships. If you don't respect yourself, why should anyone else? Most guys think self-respect means being arrogant or putting others down. That's not self-respect. That's insecurity masquerading as confidence. Setting boundaries and maintaining them, not compromising your values for anyone's approval. Speaking honestly even when it's uncomfortable. Taking care of your physical and mental health. Having standards and living up to them yourself. Cato the Younger was known for his unwavering principles. Even when it cost him politically, even when others mocked him, he stayed true to his values. This unwavering self-respect made him one of the most respected men in Rome. When you have genuine self-respect, you don't chase people who aren't interested. Pretend to be someone you're not. Accept disrespectful treatment. Need constant validation. People are drawn to those who know their worth. Not because they're arrogant, but because they're secure. Security is attractive because it's rare. Here's your challenge for the next week. Practice saying no to things that don't align with your values or goals. Notice how this affects not just how others treat you, but how you feel about yourself. Chapter 5. The Art of Presence. When was the last time someone gave you their complete, undivided attention? How did it make you feel? In our distracted world, genuine presence has become a superpower. Most people are physically there, but mentally elsewhere. Thinking about their phones, their problems, their next move. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Concentrate every minute like a Roman on doing what's in front of you with precise and genuine seriousness. Your attention is the most valuable gift you can give someone. Not your approval, not your validation, your complete focused attention. Here's how to develop magnetic presence. Listen to understand, not to respond. Most people listen just long enough to find their turn to talk. True listeners hear not just words, but emotions and meanings. Make genuine eye contact. Not staring, but comfortable, confident eye contact. Shows you're fully there with them. Put away distractions. Phone face down or away. Your body language should say, this conversation matters. Ask follow-up questions. Shows you're actually processing what they're saying. People love talking to someone who's genuinely interested. Presence isn't a technique, it's a way of being. When you're truly present, you're not thinking about yourself, your performance, or your outcome. You're completely focused on the moment and the person in front of you. I guarantee you, be genuinely present with people for 30 days and watch how they respond to you. They won't be able to put their finger on what's different, but they'll know something is. Chapter 6. The Discipline of Action. Understanding these principles is one thing. Living them is another. This is where the discipline of action comes in. Epictetus taught that we must not just think like philosophers, but act like them. Your character is defined by your actions, not your intentions. One of the most attractive qualities is competence, being good at what you do, handling challenges with grace, having your life together. 1. Physical health. Not to look good for others, but because self-care is self-respect. A strong body supports a strong mind. 2. Mental discipline. Reading, learning, growing intellectually, being able to discuss ideas, not just gossip or complaints. 3. Emotional regulation. Not being reactive or dramatic, staying calm under pressure. 4. Life skills. Being financially responsible, having your living space in order, being reliable and following through. These might seem unrelated to attraction, but they're everything. When you're competent in your life, you don't need others to complete you. You become whole on your own. Seneca said, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginnings." And start becoming the person you want to be today. Stop asking, how can I get them to like me? Start asking, how can I become someone worth knowing? Chapter 7, Bringing It All Together. Let's recap what we've discovered. The moment you need approval, you lose respect. Indifference, properly understood, is attractive. You can only control yourself, not others' reactions. Self-respect is the foundation of all attraction. Presence is a superpower in a distracted world. Actions define character more than intentions. So what's the brutal truth that makes you irresistible? It's this. Stop trying to be attractive and start being authentic. Stop seeking external validation and start building internal strength. Stop chasing others and start becoming someone worth chasing. When you internalize these Stoic principles, you won't just become more attractive to others. You'll become more attractive to yourself. You'll respect yourself more, enjoy your own company more, and naturally others will too. Here's my challenge to you. For the next 30 days, focus entirely on yourself. Not in a selfish way, but in a growth way. Work on your character, your competence, your presence. Don't worry about results with others. Just become the best version of yourself. If this video provided value, hit that like button and subscribe. For more content on Stoicism and self-improvement, share this with someone who needs to hear it. Remember, the goal isn't to manipulate others into finding you attractive. The goal is to become genuinely attractive, to be someone of character, competence, and presence. That's the Stoic way. Check out these related videos on Stoic principles. And remember, the best time to start becoming who you want to be is now.